Hello there, I'm Scott Warner, and in this video you will learn what's taking so long about SaaS B2B customer deployments and what you can do differently to accelerate them. Do you often hear comments from your customers like, "This is taking too long, I want value now. I don't have time to do all this deployment stuff. I'm confused about what I'm supposed to do and when. I have no idea in what progress we've made and if we're on track. I've already answered these questions. Why do we need to do it again? Don't you people share information?" Comments like this make you realize we don't have a repeatable process for deployments. Our own team isn't even clear on what needs to be done and who's doing it and when. We're flushing money down the toilet left and right on our deployments. How will we ever scale customer deployments so we can sustain dramatic growth? Don't fret. Most SaaS companies face this situation after launching the product. That's because a ton of focus was put on the usability of the product and how to win new customers. There wasn't much time or expertise available to figure out how to effectively deploy customers and to do it in a way that would delight your customers and make you more profitable. However, there's hope. You can change this paradigm. I will point you in the right direction. First, let's see what actions and add time to SaaS deployments. Basically everything done manually, like standing up the customer's platform instance of the software and your services, setting up control values, and then tailoring the control values and features, setting up base user profiles and their privileges, and then tailoring them, creating workflows from scratch, manually collecting information used for configuring the system or for providing services. This is especially annoying when you're asking for the same information a second or third time. Manually creating questionnaires enable your customer's own intake process with their clients, manually uploading templates and documents, manually creating action tasks for people to do stuff, manually composing messages about task reminders that need done, or to find out the status of things that were to be done, or to inform people of what is needed, all take time. Customer education adds time when you do live training with customers, especially when it's done one-on-one, or when people forget what they learned and you have to repeat trainings or answer how-to questions. Don't forget the time involved also includes your team learning the training content, scheduling training sessions, and preparing the logistics for the training, whether in person or virtual. Integrating clean historical data adds time when you reinvent the wheel, writing routines each time you import customer data, and when you unexpectedly have to clean up customer data. Managing deployments takes extra time when you manually track progress by asking people what's been done or what their current work in process is. And then someone updates that work in checklists, action plans, or project plans. It takes extra time to prepare special status reports or presentations to provide status information, and to research and explain delays and to define mitigation efforts. Customers can easily add delays to deployments. They become confused on what needs done and spin their wheels. They can't read your mind on what they need to do and when, and what they're responsible for versus what you will do for them. Customers lack time to do their own onboarding assignments because business as usual work priorities competes for their time. Repeating the same tasks from ground zero for every client will certainly add to your level of frustration and deplete your profitability. As you can imagine, the key to accelerating deployments is to minimize the level of human effort. So how do you do that? The way to minimize human tasks is to automate them so the deployment process is built into your product. Your team is the expert on the common values and configurations your collective customers use. So leverage that wisdom to create a standard configuration and automated deployment approach that is productized in your system platform. For example, if you're automating a law firm, they use intake forms to gather information and qualify their own clients. Use your expertise to supply a pre-built client intake form with standard logic in it based on type of customer case. Use your expertise to provide a standard out-of-the-box workflow for law firms. Do this instead of building these from scratch for every implementation. Define your standard configuration and services, along with recommended control values and pre-filled templates. Define your deployment playbook with process and tools. Includes a stages framework, roles and responsibilities, deployment task checklist, information intake, messages, working sessions, etc. Create training videos, online learning content, and answers to frequently asked questions. Build a deployment process into your platform. Automate and pre-fill values based on standard services and common practices for customer types. Control values and feature sets, the user profiles and privileges, questionnaires, checklist forms. Pre-configure and automate manual deployment tasks, workflows, alerts, and communications. You know what needs done, so spell it out as part of your platform. Integrate information intake forms and outputs into status trackers, checklists, playbooks, and procedures. Leverage these to provide automated progress updates with visibility for all stakeholders. Enable your customers to visualize what's being built for them. Enable customers to better help themselves. Integrate self-service training content into your platform. Provide online guidance of the deployment process for customers so they know what to expect and what they need to do. Minimizing time in deployments also needs to include the integration of clean historical data. For those of you who already do this, well done. Define your preferred data format for receiving and uploading data from other systems. Define APIs for the most common systems you will be receiving data from. Develop repeatable routines to identify data issues before the data is uploaded, like duplicate records and missing required fields. If a customer's data does not conform to your standards, then charge them extra for the implementation. The outcome is you can expect a 50 to 75% reduction in the time of your deployments when you automate and productize the deployment process. You can dramatically shrink the time it takes to do deployment tasks and the effort in managing the deployment. You can also reduce customer delays. Why do this? Well, it saves your company and saves your job. Remember, if you don't do this, failure is coming. And there's lots of benefits, like increases profitability and scalability. We've talked about shrinking the time for deployment. And you clarify what needs done, for whom and when, and it keeps everyone informed. And your quality improves because you're reducing human effort. And you delight customers, which is what it's all about. So next steps for you. Share this video with other decision makers to enlighten and influence them. Define your current state, like do you have a documented repeatable deployment process? Do you have a deployment tools in place? Design what success would look like based on your process, types of customers, and what you should and can build into your platform. Identify what's getting in the way of your success. These are the barriers between your current state and what success would look like. Define a solution path for creating success. This needs to include how you will solve the barriers to success and what needs done to productize your deployments. Lastly, if you need more help, contact me, Scott Warner, at the SAP Connection for a free consultation. Good luck with accelerating your deployments.